Hello, good evening, good afternoon. Um, from today, at the moment, I'd like to talk about my autism. From the age of 3, I had to find how to make friends, right, and I was distracted, right, and misbehaved from the age of 3 years old. It's just that when you're young, right, for young children, uh, and also that people who have no young children when they have some form of autistic tendencies. They have as I said before, they have many friends. They're distracted. They are misbehaved and they have no sense of danger, right? And I should know it because when I was young, right, I had this problem before, and over time, as I got older, right, I was diagnosed from the age of 7 years old. Unfortunately, I was a late learner, right? Before I reached the age of 7, I couldn't write or read until I was in my sort of in my late uh, late into my childhood, like into my teens, so to speak. But with a person like me who has autistic, there's a lot of things that I have to have a routine, right? And I know there's a lot of people who I can relate to in some way, I suppose. But we live in a big world and we have a lot of people who are autistic. I don't like to change very much, but I don't want to say that we all like to change, right? It's just like, but sometimes people who are autistic sometimes don't always like to change. Because change means, it's like, for example, like for me, over the years I've had support. I had to have new supporters all the time. When they're off sick, but that can be helped anyway. When people move on, that's changed again. But it's just like you have to have someone who can actually support you, who knows what you're like, and try to understand. And also, when I talk to my support, right, they sometimes I don't always feel if they understand what I'm saying, and it's frustrating if you know what I'm saying. Because I know with my support, I have known them to say that they're a bit confused what I'm trying to explain because the way how I think, and sometimes it's really hard to explain something so they can see what I'm saying. And also, when when I was when I finally had the school to go to, right, in my hometown in my town Morecambe. I'm not really from Morecambe anymore, but I live here. But in the school of Morecambe I lived at, I was bullied at because I was treated different to how I was autistic, right? And even though, and I just don't think it's fair for young children, right, to bully people, right, and because it's not their fault, right? It's just that people who are autistic, right, um, it's it's the part of who they are now. Being treated different is wrong because like we're all the same in this world, we're all equal, right? But sometimes with the autistic, right, like me, right, who had lived from the age of from 3 to 4, and then 7 when I was diagnosed. Um, but I still had, for example, like I had behavioural difficulties just because when I was young, I had ADHD, which is hyperactive attention hyperactive deficit disorder, right? And unfortunately for me, uh, it was hard to because was hard for me to control myself. But as I got older, I learned to control, because things when you're autistic, right, your hobbies sometimes you can stay on one thing and then jump from one after. You might get bored of doing something, right, and jump and do something else. You might decide to do something else instead. I know these things because I feel like over the years I did like the Jupiter Award and and many other things like Princess Trust, which I'm very proud of. One big thing that I've always been proud of that is I did the London 2012 Olympic Games was some while back. I was there from Monday to Saturday, I think it was. So I was there for so long. I worked from 7 a.m. till 1 o'clock. So that's one thing I did well, but I still had support anyway. Because of my I had learning difficulties. And when I was about 20, in my late 20s, so to speak, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. Asperger's is a form of autism, right? I know there's also all sorts of forms of autism on the spectrum, or on the spectrum, because it's autistic spectrum. I meant to say, sorry about that. So, and well, unfortunately, so going back to what I was saying at the school, right? The school I was at, I was there until 1994, right? For about 6 years, I think. Yeah, 6 years I was there for until I left. And then unfortunately, the teachers that was couldn't teach me anymore because there was only so much I can do. So, and so eventually I went to another school in Ripon, which I'm very proud of, but at the time, and it's been over 20 years now over 20 years now since I left. So now, when I went to a college in Grimsby, I did a lot of things as well. It was still, I was still, it was still a residential college, in Grimsby. But going back to our school, I did many things, and thanks to the school, I had my education. So, uh, any questions you'd like to ask me, or you can tell me about theirs? I will be interested in and I'll read your comments. So read your comments right on my page as well, please. And that's all I can say really. But luckily enough, right, over the years I've had the help which I received, and it has done me good. So um, so now I'm by myself under a service now, and I but I do sometimes cope with change, but not as much as I was before. But I do have problems with controlling my behaviour. I'm not. I do have a good heart. It's just I'm not a bad person or whatsoever. It's just that being autistic, but I do control myself because because my 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 being as good as that. A lot of things I don't understand myself. So that's all I can say for now. And sometime tonight, I am going to do some music and see what I can learn, and I'll let you know what's happening. So I'll give you a post and later. Okay, right. I'll see you there.